Yeah,
Doesn't that help the overall pond?
it's going to, I don't know if it like helps the pond quality. It's definitely going to help the fish. It's going to give them cover. So it'll give their babies a chance to hide from predators.
Yeah.
It's going, this tree, this hackberry is absolutely full of insects. When it hits the water, it's going to create a feeding frenzy. And the good part is this is going to fall in deep water. It's probably 9 foot right there. You might not think that's deep, but that's deep for this pond. This pond probably averages 6 foot, so. And it's tall. I might get a third across the water. It's just gonna, you can't really fish over here on this side anyway, so that's not going to jam up anybody fishing. Shouldn't be anybody fishing back here anyway. This is private property. But it's a hackberry, so it's not like I'm gonna cut a walnut or an oak or something valuable or important. So yeah, we're gonna drop this hackberry, and you don't want to cut it all the way off. We want to cut it just till it falls so it doesn't die. And let's see, it's September 27th right now. We're like 3 days from bow season. These leaves are fixing to fall anyway, but you don't want to cut it clean off in hopes this spring that it regrows leaves which provide cover. So yeah, I'm gonna get my big bad steel out and cut this thing and hopefully not get hurt. Stand by for adventure.
Did I have it the other way around?
Not in this case.
Oh yeah, because it's kind of at an angle anyway.
There it goes.
Oh really? Wow. Seems like it needs to be deeper or something. Like not all the way in there.
Welcome back to the kitchen. I got a new toy, so I'm gonna make one of my favorites. Cube steak venison coming up. I was gonna wait till supper time, but I'm starving. It's Sunday. Bow season's on Tuesday, and I'm just about out of venison. This is a backstrap. I wouldn't usually use a piece of backstrap for this, but I'm just about out of venison. You want to trim all the fat off of your meat. This is their favorite part. You want to trim all the fat off your venison. I must have been in a hurry when I butchered this deer, because I usually do it before I freeze it. And normally when I'm cooking deer steaks, I like them thin, but since we're going to the cuber, I'm gonna do them about 1/2 inch, maybe 3/4. I usually like my venison as thin as possible. And I wouldn't normally use a back strap for this, but I'm out of venison. It's time to go get some more. And you guys that roll up in October with still 2 or 3 deer in your freezer, shame on you. Shame on you. If you ain't gonna eat your deer, if you ain't gonna eat your venison, do us all a favor and find a different hobby, will you? If you ain't gonna eat it, just stay out of the woods, will you? I might make a few people mad, but I don't care. Alright. I just got this cuber. Let's try it out. Hey, not bad. What'd I get for this? $36 on eBay. All right, there's a cube steak. Impressive. All right, well, I'm gonna cube the rest of these, and we'll get right back. I'll be right back. All right, all right. I got my venison cubed up, and that cuber does a swell job. I like it. This is just flour. There's no other spices in there. I like to press the flour into the cube areas. I like to get it up in there good and coated. You might wonder who taught me this. My mom taught me how to do this method that we're going to do today. My mom! We're going to brown these on each side, and then we're going to cover it in water and let it cook down. My mom showed me this a long time ago. Boy, I sure have utilized it. It is a really good way to have your venison. And if you're a hunter like me that doesn't have any venison left by the time season rolls around, my hats are off to you. I know from quite a few people, deer hunting is just a photo op, or maybe a pissing contest, see who can kill the biggest buck. But I mean, man, how can you let this wonderful meat get freezer burnt? In the I mean, it's none of my business, but come on, man. The people letting venison get freezer burnt in their freezer probably eating McDonald's. How terrible. So we're gonna cut these up and get them into the oil. I got just a little bit of oil. We're gonna, just enough to, you know, brown. We're gonna brown both sides. I can probably get this little guy in there. Yeah, that's fine. I am starving, dude. And we're gonna have I'm gonna make some homemade mashed potatoes with it too. When you cook it down with the water and the lid, it makes a really awesome gravy. You don't want to cook them all the way through, you just want to brown them on both sides. I mean, you could cook them on through and have your food ready pretty quick, but we're gonna do the old skillet process. This is just flour and it smells dynamite. It's because I'm so hungry. And I'm getting ready to cover it, add some water. You want to make sure nothing's sticking. Add a couple sticking here. And had some beef broth in the fridge. You don't have to use beef broth, but I got it. I might as well use it. Just gonna pour this in. Shut up! Turn your fire all the way down and cover it. Let's get on our potatoes. I'm having to move this to the back burner because it was just too hot. You really want a low fire when you're finishing off those steaks. I peeled and quartered some potatoes. We're gonna get these boiling. I'm getting hungry. You can kind of see where your boil should be. You don't want it rolling, but that's the biggest fire I'm using. Also, I should probably get these some salt. I didn't pepper that steak either. Make a mess. I forgot to hit them with salt. You should probably do that before you get on salt and pepper. So this is how I check potatoes. If I can run my fork through them like that, then in my opinion, they're ready to mash. So I'll turn this fire off and drain the water off of these. Isn't that beautiful? Nobody knows this, but I am a mashed potato freak. I got a half a stick of butter. And I'm gonna try to get the butter melted up before I add some milk. I guess it doesn't matter. Add some milk and start mashing. You can, I have a potato masher. You know what? Let's get it. Haha! Got me a potato masher right here. And I never use it. Now see that boil? That's a little too much. So turn that down. Mashed potato. Yummy. Now I'll pull that out and get back to my fork. Get that butter evenly distributed. That's ready. I'm just going to salt it to taste. And then I'm going to see if the skillet made a good enough gravy all by itself, or if I'm going to add some flour and milk and flour to it. Let me try this real quick without burning my face off. Definitely need salt. Take a peek. Nope. That gravy ain't good enough for me. Sometimes this gravy is perfect, but this gravy needs some help. Stand by. Look at him. That's going to be the best one right there. Oh my goodness. So I didn't like what I had, so I made my own gravy. My mom also taught me this. Some flour and some milk. That's dynamite. Turn the fire up, hit it with the salt again. I think we're ready to plate up. Oh, baby. How's that look? I'm starving. I get some it's so tender, and get the mashed potato and the gravy all together. That is so good. Thank you, Mom, for showing me that recipe a long time ago. It's dynamite. I love it, man. If you don't have a meat cuber, and you make a lot of venison, you should go pick up one. So thank you for coming along with me on another episode. Thank you for watching till the end. Bow season is in 2 days, on Tuesday, and let's do Genesis 27:3. Now therefore pray you, your weapon, your quiver, your bow, and go to the field and take me some venison. Thanks for coming along, and we'll see you next time.